Hi everybody, welcome to Kate's Space. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs and this is my space, and today I wanted to just quickly show you this journal. I was asked by somebody on Instagram whether I'd done a video or tutorial or anything. I've done neither because this is my own personal writing journal, but she was interested in what kind of papers I'd used. So I thought I'd do a little sort of show and tell. Now this is a journal that I've made from scratch with bookboard, and then I've covered with this really lovely rose fabric and made a velvet spine, or covered a spine with velvet with those ridges. I don't know if you can see the ridges. And then I've simply put this book nameplate on and just put that little journal label in there, and then I've lined the inside with some scrapbooking paper. So yeah, I kept this pretty basic. The thing that is different for me in this journal is that it has 11 signatures, and I think it's 11. Is it 11? Oh, might be 15. Anyway, it has a ton of signatures, and because it's for writing, it didn't matter if they were if there were lots of signatures. And what I wanted to achieve was this appearance of them being really close together. So the papers I've used are just a variety. I just grabbed things. Some of them I have extended. So see, for example, this is out of a very old diary, and it's connected to, what's it connected to? This piece of old sort of music book that normally would go long that way, and I've joined them together. So I've done a lot of that. So I've used some old vintage diary music, some old ledger. I'll just flick through these bits because I've already written in it. I'm not really doing much decorating, so I've got some avocado dyed paper and the brow paper, which I wasn't sure how that would be to write on, but it's fine. Right, now I've just gone past all my writing. So avocado dyed, some sort of vintage ledgery accounting sort of paper, and that music, and then another one of the dividery things out of that old 1928 diary. This piece of paper here is all torn. It's just a piece from that old New Zealand Gazette thing that I've got. I think it's either 1914 or 18 something, but I think this was the 1914 one because it's actually not in as good condition. Some of my old favourite ledger, so it's one of the very first ledgers I ever bought. Some wrapping paper. Someone got a Christmas present at Christmas in this wrapping paper, and I was like, can I have the paper? So I threw that in. Some craft paper out of a book, like a notepad-y thing. So that's that signature. An envelope. So this is obviously the other half of the envelope. Where's the front of it? That's obviously joined onto something as well. A digital that I obviously hadn't used for something, and then I've printed on the back in the stripe. So that's a ruby and pearl digital. Again, some old note paper. I've had this for ages, and I avocado dyed it. One of my favourite pieces of paper. This is out of an old schedule, pharmaceutical schedule, and I've nearly finished that. Some grid paper. Some just old music manuscript, which is not that old, and I've coffee dyed it. So yeah, that's that signature. So yeah, you get the idea. It's pretty basic. I didn't try and make it clever. Like, I have got this short page in here, and I have got this old Italian vintage piece. So some of it's like some precious things, but most of it's not. Yeah, 1914, the New Zealand Gazette. Another digital here that I've thrown in, and then it's got something on the back. Okay, so that's that signature. There's another envelope. So this one's from Jo, from a writing set she gave me. There's some, I just folded some pianola music in half and threw that in. some darkly avocado dyed music manuscript, blank and some more ledger. That one's not so old. Some kid had written in it, but you know, like I just used lots of, that's just some plain drawing note paper. The other side of that envelope, another envelope, some lined paper my sister gave me. I didn't use many pockets. This is an envelope as well. It's one of those really old aged ones that I got from Lizzie. I remember showing you guys that. So another digital here. Like, I'm probably not going to write on this, but I wanted some pretty papers in here. I'm not really spending a lot of time doing any collaging or decorating, but maybe when Junk Journal January's over, I might do a little bit more. But again, so that's ruby and pearl, and that's the other side of that old envelope. That's beautiful paper though. Some of that gorgeous French wine ledger that I have, and I thought, well, I should put that in my own journal. A piece of tracing paper that I printed on, and it's got a little bit of printing strike here, so it's not that it's not that great, but I thought, oh, I'll use that. So yeah, I tried to use some things that I had. A piece of lovely rag paper, Italian. And surprisingly, the brow paper is okay to write on. If you've got some and you want to put it in a writing journal, you can just go over it like this and flatten down some of the raised bits. But yeah, it's quite nice to write on. I quite like it. Yeah, so there's a short page there which I can add something to at a certain point. This is from an old, Joe gave me this as well. This is from like an old postage stamp collector's album. It's really nice, quite heavy paper. A doily I threw in. Looks like I've thrown in an old letter, folded letter. I think this is Italian. It came in a pack from Rachel, Roxy Creations. So yeah, you get the idea. There's lots of pages in here. Oh, this wallpaper. So this was from some happy mail from lovely Lily. She made these beautiful bags out of this wallpaper, and I love the wallpaper, so I thought, oh, I'm going to throw that in my journal. And then this is from that it's 1927 diary, and I didn't want to cut those off, so I just folded them in. This one's a bit thinner. So yeah, it's got all sorts in it. Nothing too fancy. This is from Joe as well. That's my I think I put this in because it's around my birthday. Anyway, but I am writing in order, so I mean, it's not necessarily going to be. There's a piece of something out of an address book, so I love that image, so I threw that in. Some of these were going to go in other journals, like this piece of paper. This is a scrapbooking piece of paper. I've had this for donkey's ages, just sitting around. It keeps nearly getting in a journal. I thought, screw it, I'm putting it in my own journal. And this is just from a really old book. That paper's just really fragile. So yeah, so from the address book. It's an address book, no, calendar book. So yeah, it's good to have used some of these papers. Music cover that's been lying around. This one here was going to go in one of my garden journals, but it didn't, so I popped that in. And the great thing is, because it's for me and because it's just for writing in, it doesn't really matter. One of my it's a Belgian or French, what do you call them, telegrams. This folds out, but you know, I could tear it off if I don't want it to. Some more book page, which I know I'm not going to write on this, but I just like it. And this one has got this lovely, I did the stamping when I was at Barb's. She's got this beautiful stamp, and I tried it out on lots of things, so I popped that in. Some of my eco printing, which I wanted to put in. Yeah, lots and lots. This one, which I've nearly run out of, so I popped some of that in. This paper's out of a bullet journal, and it's the grid, the dotted grid, so that's quite good to write on. At first I was really hung up about it all being lined because I'm not very good at writing on things that's not lined, but then I quickly got over that and just started throwing things in sort of willy-nilly. Yeah, so that is it. I mean, I can do some collaging and stuff in here if I want to, but primarily it is a writing journal. I mean, and really I'm not writing anything very exciting in there. My life is not overly exciting. I'm just writing like what happened during the day, yeah, just stuff like that, but that might change as I go on. I've managed to do most days, not every day, but yeah, it's been raining all day today and started off very stormy, and as you can see the sun is just coming out, so I'm going to call it a day. I hope that whoever asked about this on Instagram finds this video and it gives you an idea of what I put in here. If anyone wants me to make one of these on YouTube, I probably could do that. And I'm thinking of actually making some to put in my shop if anyone's interested in a purely undecorated journal like this. So it may have some... So it would have some book pages and things like that, but primarily it would be pages that could be written on, and it would be a lot of pages so that it could maybe last a year or more and could be written in, rather than an art journal that would be made, that would bulk up. But as you can see, I can still put a little bit of collaging and glue, glue and stickers and stuff like that, but certainly not anything like what I normally do in my journals, which is this kind of carry on. See how big this one's getting, but I'm so glad I extended the spine, because actually I think this is going to be okay, and when I close it, it's not going to have too much strain on here. So I'm pretty pleased with what I did there. Anyway, that's enough. I'm going away for a few days, and so I would have liked to have had a video other than this one to put up, but I don't think I'm going to. But I'll see you when I get back, and of course I'll probably end up having to catch up on Junk Journal January, and then think about what other videos I can put on going forward. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, having a look at this, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.